back to this Mia beef. Things have really been stirring up, especially between you two on social media. She says that it was like a social media manager involved, but she fired the social media manager. What is going on with that situation?
I don't even know, like, what, like, okay. It's a, like, it's a social media manager. Okay. Like, that was the best. That was your final answer? Like, you know, on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that was final answer. That was it. Like, Circle D, like, we know what it is. Like, what do they say? I may have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Like, come on, we know what it is. But it's fine. Like, for me personally, I like to take accountability when I'm wrong. Right. You saw it on the reunion. I did address the situation about Karen. I said I shouldn't have, asked her about her drinking issue in front, or alleged. Let me say I don't want to make that allegation. Like, what I had heard about that, I shouldn't have addressed her in a group setting. If I would be able to go back, I would have just asked her one-on-one, like, hey, I heard this, whatever. And furthermore, like, was it even really my business to question another adult about them drinking? Like, do whatever you want. You could have one cocktail or 20. That's your business. Right. But I take accountability. That's me. That's my character. Mm-hmm. I would hope that, the next person would do the same. And then clearly we've seen that hasn't been the result.
What do you think is really the root issue between you two? Because you would think you both are new. You would think that you guys kind of would, kind of try to join together and get through it together, but it literally was the complete opposite that happened.
Yeah. And I expected that I expect us to, like, get along. I tried, like, on multiple occasions. Mm-hmm. So when I saw the clip of her mother, I didn't find out about her mother, and I found out with all of you. So on episode 3, when they showed her backstory, and episode 3 just happened to be my premiere episode. And so I had people over at my house, like, it was a whole thing. We had a great time. And then as soon as it came on, I literally went upstairs and called her on FaceTime. I was like, I am so sorry. Like, I did not know this about your mother. My heart went out to her. I've worked with, underserved youth and people who come from very difficult backgrounds and didn't have their moms around. And so my students are like my second children. And so I have empathy. I come from a compassionate background, that's just who I am naturally. And so my first instinct was to call her, and I did. And so we were cool. You saw on the finale that we all sat, Wendy and her husband, myself and Dre and Mia and Gordon, we all sat at the same table. We were all kikiing. Yeah. So it's just as confusing to you all as it was to me.
No, it definitely is confusing for all of us. Now, at the reunion, I remember someone saying, I want to say who said this, but someone said that they pretty much criticized Mia for bringing her mom on the show and just saying that it wasn't fair for her to say if her mom relapses, it's all because of Candace. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I 1000% agree. Like, do not put that on somebody else. Do I think that Mia bringing her mother on is a way for people who come from difficult backgrounds to see that and say, wow, this was my past. Now, we can make amends. Do I think that Mia's mother and Mia's story can affect and change people positively? Absolutely. However, saying that if she relapsed, like that, those are things you should have thought about. Like, hey, the pros are I can affect people's lives positively, but the cons are, this, you may relapse. Like, you have to think about that. And that's your responsibility at home. That's not Candace's. That's not production. That's not anybody else. That's you as an adult need to take accountability for that.